Hi, I'm Thomas, and I'm working on a game called One Step from Eden. It's a lot like Battle Network, but it's a roguelike. Think Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, or Slay the Spire. Once you die, you restart from the beginning, but it's different every time you play. So let's play a run for the showcase. You can choose from a few different starting characters. The first one we're going to be using has a Thunder spell, which hits 4 tiles in front, and works kinda like the mini bomb from Battle Network. It costs 1 mana, as you can see in the blue hexagon, and deals 100 damage, which is in the red hexagon. Our next spell is Frostbolt, which applies frost on hit, and when you hit an enemy 3 times with frost, you'll deal 100 bonus damage. Our last spell is Kinetic Wave. Every time you hit an enemy with Kinetic Wave, they'll get pushed back, and you can potentially hit them 4 times if you aim it correctly. So let's jump right in. Instead of the custom screen in Battle Network, your chips get replaced when you use them until you go through your whole folder. Then they'll all get reshuffled after a few seconds. You can also discard and shuffle your deck whenever you want using spacebar. So this guy's pretty close. We're gonna use Kinetic Wave and hit him a few times with that and push him back. Use Thunder while he's back there. And here you can see Kinetic Wave only hits once since he's so far away. We're gonna use Frostbolt on this guy and hit him 3 times with that to show you the frost combo. So you can see the frost meter above his head is filled 2/3 of the way up. If we hit him 1 more time, we'll proc the bonus damage and finish him off. You get to add a spell to your deck, but you can also skip them if you'd like. Here we have Shine. Light hits area 4 tiles in front, and it hits 8 times, so it's pretty strong, but it also costs 3 mana. We have Castle, summons a column of turrets, so this would summon turrets in each row. Costs 4 mana, which we're maxed out at 3 right now, so we can't even use that yet. There's also Knock Up, which pushes the target up 1 tile when you hit them. Shine could be strong. We don't really need a movement spell right now, so we'll take Shine. After every round you can also level up. We're pretty close to the next one, so after the next battle we should be able to do that. Alright, let's go on to the next battle. And we should be able to try out our Shine spell. You can see it did a ton of damage. I'm missing a lot. Alright. Let's use the Shine spell to finish that enemy off. And Kinetic Wave should be enough for that one. Alright, so we get to choose some more spells. Devour has an execute mechanic. If the spell kills an enemy, it'll give you plus 10 max HP, but it also has Consume, which means it gets removed until the end of the battle. Step Lacerate is a step sword spell. You dash forward 3 tiles and hit all of them. Venomance is a poison attack. It costs 2 mana and deals 60 damage, but it also poisons for 30. So we'll take Step Lacerate because it's a pretty good AoE attack. Alright, now that we leveled up, we can choose an item. There's Heart, which increases max health and heals you. Ghost Costume, where you can start the battle invincible for 6 seconds. And Thorn, where you can start the battle with +1 spell power, which increases the damage of all your spells by 1. We'll take the Ghost Costume. And since we leveled up twice, we can actually choose 2. Riffle is damage all enemies on reshuffle. That's pretty good. Now, every time you get to a fork in the current area, you can choose a path, up or down. The cross swords means it's just a normal battle. The present is a chest, which we can check out. So this is a cursed chest. Once we destroy it, it'll unleash an attack, which we should dodge. But once we dodge it, we'll get some new item. We got Tart Frog, which deals 5 poison damage on enemy hit. So every time we hit an enemy, we'll be dealing 5 poison damage, which is pretty good. Would be better if we had a ton of poison cards. You know, we'll take what we can get. That enemy in the bottom right, if we don't kill it fast enough, it'll start trying to hit us with all of these ice blocks, which are pretty annoying. So we want to kill those as fast as possible. Makes it a lot harder to move around. Alright, here we have Blizzard. Whenever this spell hits a target, it also applies Frost. This is kind of a long AoE attack. It'll rain down 8 waves of 6 shots on random enemy tiles. It also costs 4 mana, which we don't have. We need to get a mana upgrade. There's the Reflector, which reflects and attacks for a short duration. And Bow Snipe, which is 3 mana, but it deals 250 damage. And there's some charge time for it. I'll take that. We do need some more mana. Healing after every round is also good. The Honing Steel increases your basic attack damage, so our Buster, instead of doing 2 damage, would do 4. That's also pretty good. I don't use the Buster much, so let's take the max mana so we can start getting some of those stronger spells. Alright, so at the end of every area there's a boss. This is the first boss. So if we hit her with Shine, we should be able to poison her for a decent amount. See, she got hit for 40 poison. Some bosses have armor, that's why this is only doing 1 damage instead of 2. Alright, she's almost dead. Got her. Whew. Alright. We can choose a piercing laser. Cold Grasp is like Frostbolt, but it comes from off the screen. And Step Spin dashes forward. It's kind of like Step Lacerate, except it's kind of a circular around you AoE. Alright, we're at 695 health. We can go for the heart. We don't really need it. Virtue, restore 1 mana if idle for 2 seconds. So if you manage to stay still during the battle, you'll regen mana faster. Mjolnir, while in the battle, it'll hit lightning 4 tiles in front every second. That's actually pretty good. We can take that and we'll have kind of a constant damage source that we can try to aim during the battle. We'll do that. As we wait for our spells to charge up, we can just aim this lightning. And we can finish this guy off with our bow snipe. Alright, here we have minefield. Fill the enemy field with mines, meditate, gain mana after 2 seconds, and forte. Consume and shield for 150. So consume means it'll disappear after we use it, but 150 shield isn't bad. Here we have 3 choices. The top 2 will lead us to the chest, the bottom 1 will lead us to more battles. We'll take the top 2. So this enemy in the bottom left is a lot like the other monolith enemy, where it'll start shooting a bunch of gunshots instead of making those ice blocks, which are very hard to dodge but don't do too much damage. Let's get our shield up. Kill this guy with our bow snipe. Alright, Mini Thunder is free to cast at 0 mana, but only does 30 damage. Iron Will does 80 damage, but shields the target for 50. Which only occurs if they're still alive after the 80 damage. And Mana Lattice summons a gem that gives 3 mana when it's destroyed. So, since a lot of our spells are high in mana cost, we'll take that. Spell Thief License, heal 50 HP whenever a spell is removed. You can remove spells at shops. And Ruby, deal 5 damage to all enemies on spellcast. That's pretty good. I think we'll go with that. Alright, so here's another box. You can see the mana loss working. If we use a spell like this, well, we're at 1 mana right now, but if we destroy it, we'll get to max mana. Let's see what item we get from this. Alright, we got Thornmail. Damage enemies for 10 whenever you take damage. We're gonna try not to take too much damage, but it's always good. It can't really hurt. So that Mana Lattice came in handy. Let us use our Shine spell at the end there. So a simple Boomerang, another Thunder, and the Laser. We'll go with the Boomerang. It's a pretty good source of damage that can hit twice. This will let us shuffle faster. This will give us less maximum HP, but some spell power. And this is just a basic heal. You can try the less max HP. You can see we went down to 700. And Thorn lets you start the battle with 1 spell power. You have Armor, which gives you 3 defense and some more max mana. We'll take the max mana for now. See if we can find some 5 mana spells. Let's go to the next boss. So she breaks tiles, which you can't travel across. So we're doing a little bit of damage to her every time we cast a spell. Might be able to get her to break that mana crystal. We don't want to trap ourselves with it there. Okay, we can shield up and hit her with a Frostbolt. Oof. Glad that crystal broke or we would have been trapped. so that was close. If we counted that incorrectly, we would have taken some hits. Alright. We have a few options here. Switch bait. Shot deals damage of the spell in the other slot. If you have a high damaging spell, that could be pretty good. Step slash is like our other step slash attacks. And Frost Volley fires 4 frost bolts from random tiles. It's not bad. Blue Flame, max mana -2, mana regen plus 0.4. This might be the best since we have 5 mana and our spells are only 3 right now. And Bulwark, start battle with 100 shield. I like that. So we're back at 3 mana. You can also look at our spells here. Order them just to kinda see them better and see the descriptions. We have our stats here. We have +2 spell power and 0.9 mana regen per second. Alright, so that was the last real world in One Step from Eden right now. Here we can test the one of the other bosses in the game. She's a shield focus boss. So she'll block a lot of our attacks with her shield. And if you don't destroy her shield, she'll kind of throw it at you. She also has a smash attack. Break that. Yeah, she has 200 shield right now. If you get hit with that, it'll deal 200 damage. Get Frost off. So that's a reflector. She'll reflect her attacks and hit yourself. So if you hit her while she has the reflector up, you'll take damage. We took a lot from that. She can also summon allies and protect them with her shield. She's almost dead. And that is One Step from Eden. Here I'm going to show you one of the new characters I've been working on. You saw these last time. This one deals frost damage, this one gets in melee and slashes, and this one uses turrets and guns. The new one is the shield boss. She has shield spells that increase her shield, but she also has a spell that can throw her shield. So she loses her shield, but she does damage equal to however much shield she had. She also has a diagonal beam that bounces around. So let's see how she plays out. So we can stack up shield and use Counter Strike to stack up more shield and attack. And after we rack up enough shield, we can throw it and deal a bunch of damage. We can also reflect attacks. Instead of a Mega Buster, she has a Reflector, which uses up 1 mana, but reflects attacks for a super short duration. So if your reaction times are good, it can definitely come in handy. There are a lot of combos you can do in One Step from Eden. For example, the pull shotgun combo. You can pull them up to the front, and since shotgun hits 3 times when the front tile, you'll be able to hit her 3 times with that. You can also do the opposite. You can push them back with Kinetic Wave and then use an attack like Backstab, which only hits the back row, and basically use these combos to maximize your damage with all of these spells. Of course, sometimes you can mess them up if you don't do them in the right order. There are a few more combos I want to show you. There's one spell called Infinity Beam, where it fires as long as you can hold it. So it's good, but in a real battle you'll need to dodge to avoid attacks and such. There's also the copy damage spell. It works exactly like copy damage in Battle Network. You put it on a person, and then you hit something else, and they'll also take damage. There's also the mine spell, where you drop a mine on a random empty tile, and you can pull enemies into it, and they'll take tons of damage. Sometimes during your run, a shopkeeper will appear, which you can buy spells and items from. And you can also remove a card for some money. You get a little box where you can drag and drop, and it'll get removed from your deck. All the spells, enemies, and items in One Step from Eden are in an XML table. This makes it so anyone can easily mod their spells into the game, and it makes it very easy to manage them while developing. There are different attributes for each spell, and adding a spell to the game is as easy as adding a row to the table. So to demonstrate, I'm going to add a spell to the game right now called Poison Field. So we'll just copy this one called Backstab, and name the ID Poison Field. The stats control the animations and sounds. Since we just copied a poison spell, the animations can stay the same for now. In the game, we'll call it Poison Cloud. That's what will show up on the card. It can hit enemies, it can hit structures, and it can't hit self or allies. The tags mean it will be a player spell. Action is the piece of code it'll run. It'll run a multi-shot code, and the description will be hits all enemy tiles with poison. Copy that, and there's also flavor text. There's a rarity, brand for types of spells, mana cost, damage. You can have it do 100 damage, and since it's hitting all enemy tiles, there's 16 enemy tiles, 16 shots for 16 tiles. We want it to be on unique enemy tiles so they don't stack and they actually hit all the 16 different tiles. And duration can be 0.6 seconds, same for the animation. Let's see, damage type should be default, and on hit we can do 100 poison and remove this movement. We can save this Poison Field spell and jump into Unity and go to our character, add Poison Field to the character starting spells, and we should be able to see it in game. Let's see, maximize this. Alright, there it is, Poison Field. And if we cast it, should poison and just destroy everything because it's OP. Great. That's how you add a spell to One Step from Eden. As you play through the games, you'll discover more and more spells. You can see all of them in the library. In here there are currently about 100 spells, but eventually in the final game there will be at least 200.